Canada Post has once again reached a stalemate with its workers after unionized employees rejected the corporation's final offer. So, are we headed for another mail strike? Adam King, an assistant professor in the Labor Studies program at the U of M, joins me now to discuss. Adam, good to speak with you.
Nice to be with you.
First, I'm curious to get your take on this. How likely is it we could see another postal strike?
Well, it's not an impossibility, but I don't think it's likely. This forced ratification vote produced a result that was 70% or roughly 70% rejecting, which is not overwhelming. It's a strong rejection, but it's not overwhelming. And, you know, after so many months of negotiations and a previous strike of 5 weeks, members are likely pretty exhausted at this point. So to organize another strike, I think, would be a very tall order at this stage.
These negotiations, as you alluded to, have been going on for more than a year. What are the next steps now following this vote rejection?
Well, the next steps really are getting back to the bargaining table. The union is returning with a rejection vote, which was entirely predictable. These types of forced ratification votes, they rarely produce an acceptance because the union had recommended to their members to vote against this. It hadn't recommended this agreement. It was really the government stepping in and once again kind of interfering in the negotiation process. So at this point, I think the most likely outcome is getting back to the table, and we'll see where the parties are when they arrive back there. The union has called for the government to sort of take its hands off, stop with the various interventions, and really get back to the bargaining process.
So the final offer really will likely not be the final offer.
No, it won't be, and it rarely is. When employers say that it's a final offer, I mean, it's really just a way to try and get members to accept what's on the table at that stage. I think the union and probably most members knew that that wasn't the final offer, and if they rejected it, they would likely just go back to the table.
All right, we know the Postal Service is struggling financially, and strike uncertainty likely leading many customers to turn to competitors. Can Canada Post survive this uncertainty for a prolonged period of time? I mean, how dangerous is this tug of war between the union and Canada Post?
Well, it's certainly been trying, and I'm sure there are many customers who have turned to alternative private couriers and other private providers. But the thing about Canada Post is that it's a crown corporation with a universal service mandate to serve all Canadians no matter where they live. And for many people in rural areas and other parts of the country, Canada Post remains a vital service. And so I think there's no question that Canada Post persists. It's really a question of what form that takes and how they resolve these various financial impasses. And, you know, from the union's perspective, they've been clear all along that they don't want to see that done on the backs of workers, through the increase of part-time work and various other concessions. So I think it's a question of rethinking the business model, but in a way that that doesn't sacrifice workers' living standards in the process.
Well, Adam, I want to thank you for weighing in on this today. It was great to get your thoughts on it.
Thank you.